Marine! You're a United States fucking Marine!
Hello, welcome back to our channel, my fellow fans. In this in-depth review of Special Ops, Lioness Season 1 Episode 8, where the illusion of order is shattered into chaos. Join us as we dissect the crucial moments, character developments, and jaw-dropping twists that redefine the series. It's a roller coaster ride of emotions, and we can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments below. The Special Ops, Lioness Season 1 finale is a quick-moving, intense hour that leaves us feeling both satisfied and interested in what's next. After completing their task successfully, Joe and Cruz found themselves in extremely challenging and emotionally dissimilar situations as they contemplated their next steps. The gang is moving quickly as the episode begins, touching down on their jet and offering Cruz one last bit of advice before Kyle sends her out to make it to Mallorca in time. Joe and Cruz are visibly nervous when they have their final conversation despite the fact that they don't recognize it in one another. Joe, who left Cruz with some homework to complete at the end of Special Ops, Lioness Season 1 Episode 7, and Cruz are engaged in a power struggle that is reminiscent of a mother and daughters. This has been a recurring motif throughout their time together. She typically exhibits a stoic and restrained demeanor while Joe is interacting with her daughter, only partially opening up in order to address Kate problems. She also does this with Cruz. Joe, played by Zoe Salda, is guarded and a little silent during their final exchanges before Cruz is waved off, but she ultimately maintains her ground in a way that shows she is fully aware of what she is talking about. Joe keeps things brief and explains what to do when the mission is over in order to send Cruz off with the best possible attitude. She doesn't provide any backup plans or room for error. Cruz is trusted by her to listen and carry out her training duties. Give Cruz one last motivational speech before sending him out. With all eyes on their operation, Joe has always taken a chance by asking Cruz to carry out her team's orders, and her leadership is now more important than ever. Cruz's feelings for Aaliyah have been on the verge of exploding, and even realizing why she's trying to kill him, Rohi, hasn't helped much. As Caitlin and Joe move with the Lioness team, Byron leads the staff in the White House, including Secretary of State Mullins, in an effort to calm them down. For his part, Mullins is unhappy with the procedure. In particular, if something goes wrong, it can result in an international incident. By being in touch with Caitlin during the expedition, Byron tries his best to relieve the White House staff of their burden. Although the White House staff is tough to satisfy, Nicole Kidman, Caitlin puts the Lioness team first and only gives Byron the information he needs to know about the situation on the ground. In order to get the finest view from which to rescue Cruz if necessary, the squad departs towards the sea. As she travels to the wedding location, a sizable compound divided into different areas for the men and women, Cruz, for her part, plays things off brilliantly. Cruz is led to see Asen in a workplace before being brought to Aaliyah. It's unclear what specifics, if any, he is aware of, but it is very clear that he dislikes Cruz. After exchanging a few friendly words, Asen informs Cruz that their relationship will end after he weds Aaliyah. Cruz tells Asen he shouldn't marry Aaliyah despite being more possessive than it seems safe to be. Cruz is brought to. She is upfront with Cruz about her desire to remain single, particularly with regard to Asen. Even if having children doesn't excite her, she knows she will ultimately have them, and hopes that somehow, someway, she will be able to feel the love she has been unable to feel in her relationships. Cruz is clearly straining as they move around the wedding site, torn apart by emotion. After talking with Aaliyah's mother, the two of them head to Cruz's room together since they can't bear to part. Joe finds it difficult to focus on anything other than her family while the Lioness team waits things out aboard the boat they've chartered. Joe could have found this task a little bit simpler before this expedition. Now that we know Kate is hurt and at home, things are more difficult. Joe reacts negatively when Dave Annabelle's Neil calls him in the middle of the night when Kate awakes from a night terror. While consoling Kate, she lashes out at Neil for failing to warn her. Joe has made it plain that she needs to be in a particular frame of mind for missions and warned Neil that this would be challenging. While Joe's boundaries have changed over the course of Special Ops, Lioness Season 1, she is still placing her work above all else as this mission comes to a close. She will have to wait till she is back on U.S. soil before she can take care of her kids, especially. Cruz's feelings are now more intense than ever as Joe struggles to keep her relatives out of her thoughts. Cruz is left alone for a while by Aaliyah, who later returns in the middle of the night, full of uncertainty. She doesn't want to get married. She is unable to get married, however, she is unsure of how to avoid it. She explains that she told Asen she didn't want to marry him in a phone call. However, it makes no difference because Aaliyah has no control over her own life. Referring to Special Ops, Lioness Season 1 Episode 6, Cruz consoles Aaliyah while displaying obvious signs of heartbreak and confusion. It appears to be a mistake as the two become more intimate. Once more, there is a buzz between them, and neither of them can resist. Unable to stop herself, Aaliyah gives Cruz another kiss. It takes a while until Cruz breaks it off. Cruz is sufficiently shaken by the incident to be distracted from her search for Aaliyah's father and temporarily leave the room. Thank you for watching.